In this lecture, we'll rig up the basics of audio, implementing a single SFX and music. In the Resources tab of this lecture, you'll find a single downloadable zip file. Go ahead and unzip that folder and just drag in your music and SFX folder directly into your imported assets folder. For me, I'll go ahead and make sure I've properly assigned that to my GDTV assets folder. Inside of this music and SFX folder, you'll just see two assets. You'll see a single music track that you're welcome to use. I would go ahead and play it right here so you could give it a listen, but I know it's actually going to come through really loud, so I'll hold off for now, as well as a single audio effect for when our spaceships are destroyed. Nothing too complicated. You're more than welcome to use your own music and SFX assets out there if you'd like to find something online. However, feel free to use these two that I've provided if you'd like to follow along. For the ship explosions, we've got something super easy to set up. We just need to slap on a SFX audio source for that explosion on each individual prefab of our explosion. So let's go into our Assets Prefabs folder, navigate into our VFX folder, and because we've properly rigged this up with prefab variants, we can actually just slap this on directly to our base destroyed VFX. Let's scroll all the way down and add an audio source component directly to this prefab. So audio source. On this audio resource field, let's go ahead and give this a click and just assign our SFX explosion. And that's really all we need to do. Because we have play on awake ticked, each individual time this prefab is instantiated into our scene, it will fire this SFX explosion sound. Let's go ahead and give that a try.
We're glad to have you here, Lieutenant. We could really use your help. Like shooting fish in the barrel.
Next up, let's actually rig up a music player. In our hierarchy, let's go ahead and right-click, create empty, and we'll just call this music player. On this empty game object, let's add another audio source component. This time, let's assign our music field. Before I give this a play, I'm going to ramp my volume way down, especially just because I'm recording and I want to make sure everything that I say comes through clearly. I'm going to drag that down to something like 0.11 for now. It can also be a good idea for things like music to take on this little loop field just to make sure the music plays over and over again as long as we're playing the game. Let's go ahead and give that a play just to see what that sounds like.
We're glad to have you here, Lieutenant. We could really use your help.
Nice, sounding good, but let's go ahead and actually just make sure I dive properly and give it a listen.
It's the trap. We're glad to have you here, Lieutenant.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of an issue. Each individual time our scene restarts, the music also restarts. Now that might be fine from a game design choice, but again, I find it a little bit jarring. Let's set up a really basic singleton for our music player so our music does not restart when our scene reloads. In our scripts folder, let's right-click and create a new monobehavior script that we'll just call music player. And while we're here, let's just go ahead and directly attach this music player class as a component. With that attached to our music player game object, let's go ahead and open that up in VS Code. The goal here is to basically make sure that we only ever have one instance of our music player, kind of like the most basic implementation of a singleton pattern. Let's do that with the current knowledge we have. Directly in Start, let's find the amount of music players we have in our scene. We can actually do that by defining an integer that we'll call num of music players. And we can search for all the music players in our scene using find objects with an S by type. What are we looking for? We're looking for the music player. We want to find all the music players and then go into .length to return an integer to get the number of music players in our scene. This syntax actually used to work with Unity when back in the day we had find objects of type. You could actually see that returned a orange squiggly line instead of an error. This would actually work just fine. If you remember me mentioning before, the new syntax for this is a little bit odd to me. You actually have to pass through a specific way that you want to sort the array find objects by type. Now in this case, we're not actually returning a full array. We just want the length of the array. Now we don't care about sorting it, so we can actually just use find objects sort mode .none. That way at the very beginning of our scene, in Start, it will actually return the amount of music players in our scene. However, in our case, we know we only ever want one and there only ever will be one. We can actually just go ahead and check at the beginning of when we reload our scene, hey, if there already is a music player, don't destroy it, and then any new music player, please do destroy. We check that by saying if num of music players is greater than 1, then destroy this game object. If there already is one when we reload our scene, destroy the new one trying to be created. Else, don't destroy on load this specific game object. In other words, the very first time we play our game, don't destroy it as it tries to persist in between scenes, but each individual time our player ship is destroyed and we try to restart our level, do destroy any sort of new instances of this music player. Now, if you're questioning yourself briefly and saying, hey, Steven, why aren't you just using a static variable to define this wonky sort of line? Well, hold your horses there, partner. We'll get to static variables in a later section. For now, this is kind of like the most basic way that I could think of to implement something similar to like a Singleton-like pattern, meaning that there's only ever going to be one in our scene. Let's head back into Unity and see if this works.
We're glad to have you here, Lieutenant. We could really use your help. Like shooting fish in the barrel. Keep the trap. We're glad to have you here, Lieutenant. We could really use your help.
There you go. It can be a little bit hard to hear, but you can actually tell our music player actually did not restart.
Keep the trap. We're glad to have you
It just
here,
continues to
Lieutenant.
play
We could
over
really
and
use
over
your
and over
help.
again. You could actually implement some sort of similar logic with a music player in previous sections. Say something like Rocket Boost, where you're actually transferring in between scene to scene, and something like Music Player would actually persist in between scenes to make sure that you actually just had music playing level through level. Well done on this lecture. When you're ready to move on, I'll see you on the next one.